What's going on, YouTube? It is Jeff Tuffner in the Glorious Podcast with my Dolphins Jets week. I have no clue what week it is. I think it's week 8, week 7, something like that review. Who cares? All I know is this game I just watched was one of the craziest games I've watched this season. These Dolphins games, let's just say specifically the second halves of Dolphin games are crazy because the first halves put me to sleep half the time. All of a sudden, the second half, the Dolphins wake up and come alive and start, producing points. The defense starts making clutch plays and they're able to somehow pull out another win. It's unreal how this team is 4-2 the way they've been playing this year. I mean, don't get me wrong. Today's game, the offense. I mean, it was nice to see the offense, but then it's like, of course, now the offense finally gets something going. But what do you know? The defense all of a sudden now looks all messed up, and the defense has been great for us the last like 4 weeks during all the the shit offensive games that we've barely put up any points in. And now all of a sudden the defense is, a little bit of a struggling point against the Jets. I mean, I don't know. I kind of got what I expected out of this game. I figured the Dolphins would win. I was worried there for a second going into the fourth quarter. It looked like it might have been over. They were down 2 touchdowns. I was worried. I thought, we're actually about to lose to the Jets. We're going to get swept by the Jets. That's it. The season's over. Put it away. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy enough coming into this game that we were 3-2. We do not deserve to be 3-2. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. And now I still don't think. Now we're 4-2. I mean, if the Patriots lose tonight, we're tied for first place. Somehow that's a possibility. The Bills won today, and obviously we beat the Jets. So if Patriots win tonight, then they have sole possession. If they lose, though, it's tie between the Dolphins and the Patriots for first place, which is amazing to think that the Dolphins are could be tied for first place after this week, and just like almost we're getting close to being halfway through the season here, and they're still in this thing, but they still seem like they're still trying to find their way. Almost they've lucked out unbelievably. I mean, I don't know. Like I was saying though, I got what I expected today out of this game. I figured it would be kind of a back and forth game. I didn't see the Dolphins blowing the Jets out. I had a feeling they would win the Dolphins, but I didn't think it would be a blowout. And of course, it came down to the wire. It came down to like the last 30 seconds of the game practically until the Dolphins made that field goal. 31-28, final score of the game. So high scoring game, lots of offense. I wouldn't say the most exciting game, maybe an exciting second half, because the first half was just like, I don't know, the first quarter was okay. They came out of the gates looking good. They had that real nice drive there with Cutler. He looked good in the beginning, and then Cutler gets hurt, and then Moore comes in, and then Moore throws an interception. I'm like, that whole Matt Moore thing from last year, that was like a one-time thing. That was just because the team had so much momentum last year. That's why he played so good. He's just going to go back to being, the Matt Moore we all have known for years before. He comes in, throws the interception, but I don't know what happened to Matt Moore. He comes back out there, drives down the field twice, gets 2 touchdowns. I mean, hell, even the second time he went down there, touchdown to Kenny Stills, gets called back, and then another, 3 plays later, he drives it in again to a touchdown with Kenny Stills. I feel like Kenny Stills always gets the touchdowns for the Dolphins this year. He's got to have a lot of touchdowns. I'm going to have to check that or something after I'm done here because I think he had like 2 touchdowns today. I just remember. I feel like every time they score a touchdown in the passing game, it's to him. He looked great today. He had that great, crazy catch in the beginning of the game there. It was on like the opening drive, I think. There were a bunch of crazy. Julius Thomas made that amazing one-handed catch. So, I mean, it was nice to see the offense finally producing points and like doing something. The run game wasn't much of an excitement in this game. I felt like Ajayi was there. He was there. The problem wasn't him. It was the offensive line. The offensive line is a disaster for this team. Guys were getting hurt today. Lermy Tunsil got hurt. He went to the locker room for a little bit. I don't know if he came back in or not, but he had an injury or something. It was like a knee injury. Mike Pouncey's a mess. He had the concussion last week. I think the Finns are going to move on from him after this season. I don't see them keeping him around. Regardless of what happens, I think they'll just move on from him. I think it is time to move on from Mike Pouncey and maybe get someone else because that's one of their weak points on the team. They need to really build up an offensive line, especially when Tannehill comes back next year. You got to get him protection. Don't want him getting hurt again or something like that. So they need to. That's got to be the main point focus of the offseason this year for the Dolphins. Just building up on a nice offensive line. They do get guard Ted Larson back. I think like next week maybe or 2 weeks from now. I think probably 2 weeks because they have the short week this week, playing Thursday night, but that will be helpful to get him back. I don't know. The offensive line, they just looked a bit messed up. I mean, the Jets don't have a whole lot of talent on their team. They've been playing good this year. I will give them that. But, they do have a little bit of talent, though, in that defensive line there with Wilkerson and Leonard Williams. So, I mean, their defensive line's okay. They got a few nice players, and they played another good game today. You know what I mean? It came down to the wire with the Jets. I'm surprised how good the Jets have actually played this year. I'm surprised Josh McCown pretty much blew the game for them. I mean, that was a dumb decision even to throw it. I mean, the announcer said it best that he should have been playing for overtime right there at that point. He shouldn't have been throwing. That was an awful. I mean, they handed that game to us. They just gave it right to us. But man, it's just a crazy game. I mean, there was just stuff happening. There were flags and plays were getting called back, interceptions, guys were getting hurt. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins somehow come out on top by 3. Unbelievable, just unbelievable game. I don't even. I just this team is just the weirdest team this year. It is so weird watching them. I can't like. It doesn't feel like we should be 4-2. It feels like we should be 2-4 if anything. Like this, the way we play now. Adam Gase has a decision on his hands next week. Next week when we play Thursday, we had a short week playing the Ravens on Thursday night. Adam Gase has to make a decision on who starts. I mean, if Jay Cutler can't go, chest injury. They haven't said anything on him. It's been like I haven't heard anything on it. So I don't know. We'll have to wait for an update. Maybe coming out post game press conference or whatever. Maybe Gase will give an update on what's going on with Cutler because nobody knows there if he's going to be out for any time, if he'll be able to play on Thursday. If not, obviously Matt Moore would start. So I mean, like I said, it's going to be a very interesting decision to see who starts. If say Cutler is able to go, do they go with Moore? Because Moore came in, like I said, first drive, interception, I was kind of worried. But then he just, like, exploded. 13 for 21, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns after that interception. So, I mean, he came in and got it going, the offense. I mean, here's Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was in the majority of the game. 12 for 16, 138, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So, similar stats to Moore, but just more yards Moore had. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It really will be interesting. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it was crazy. The place, Hard Rock Stadium, went wild when Cutler got hurt. That was kind of a dick move. I'm not going to lie. I mean, cheering for a guy who got hurt. I mean, I get it. Look, I don't like Cutler. I'm not the biggest fan of Cutler. I mean, whatever. He's been okay this year. He hasn't been the best. He's been bad at times, but he's been okay at times too. Like last week in the second quarter of that Atlanta game, he was good. But, I mean, the fans just cheering when Moore came in and Cutler left with the injury, that was really a dick move by them. I mean, I'm not going to lie there. But who knows what's going to happen after this game. This team this has been a weird year. And I could just see it, and it's only halfway through, basically. So much more to come. Who the hell knows what's next? I mean, every week it's something new. It's just crazy games after another. But I just can't get over the fact that every week, all this stuff happens in the game. The injuries, the flags, the interceptions, and just all this crazy stuff back and forth. High-scoring games or whatever. I mean, you look at last week, just all of a sudden, the offense puts up points in the second half. They knock off the Falcons on the road, an unbelievable upset. And then this game alone, the crazy amount of things that happen, and for them to just, pull it out, get the win. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's just remarkable how they've somehow went 4-2. I mean, man, it makes you wonder sometimes though, man. If they had Ryan Tannehill in there this entire season, say he was there from week 1, I think there's a legitimate chance this team could be undefeated right now. I'm not even kidding right now. I don't know if maybe like Jay Cutler's play earlier in the season is making Ryan Tannehill look like the best quarterback in the league or whatever, but. Man, I don't know. I mean, I just had there was like really high hopes for Tannehill this year if he were to have played. That I think this team legit maybe not undefeated, but one loss at least. I mean, they would have still won week 1, but man, you Tannehill in there, they might have won that week 2, week 3. It's weird because they lost to the Jets and they lost to the Saints, 2 games in a row. They looked ugly. It looked like the season was going to be a real long season from that point on. Then they come home, they beat the Titans, and then they go on the road to beat the Falcons, and now they've beaten the Jets. To win 3 in a row somehow, to go to 4-2, they're beating the teams that I thought they'd lose to, and they're losing to the teams that they should be beating, which is it's completely backwards. It's really backwards. But I mean, like I said, it just get interesting after week with this team. Like I said, they need to get here's the recipe right here to win. If they want to get it fully turned around here, they need to get that defense they had back the past 4 weeks or whatever before this game. They need to take that offense that they had in this game, put that all together, and then you got a team there that's going to play good defense and put up points. That's the team we need to see on Thursday night against Baltimore. At the Baltimore game, I think we could win that game. I really think we could win that game. Baltimore has just been surprisingly bad. I mean, after 2 weeks into the season, I thought Baltimore was going to be good. Their defense looked like it was maybe a top defense in the league, top 5 at least. They were really good. And then they went over to London and just got destroyed by the Jaguars, like 44-7 or something like that. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw the score. I thought it was like backwards or whatever. I honestly, I didn't expect that. And they have just been losing again. They lost 24-16 to the Vikings today. So, I mean, that game is on the road, but, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think we could win. I really do. I mean, I don't know who's going to start. I'd go with, I don't know. I'd honestly go with Matt Moore at this point because we've been wanting Matt Moore all this time. He went in there. He played really well. The offense, I mean, not that Cutler played bad in this game. Cutler was okay. He was okay. He wasn't as bad as he was, let's say, a few weeks ago when the season first started. All right, he was really bad then. Last week against Atlanta, he showed some signs, and this week again, he showed some more signs. And then he unfortunately got the injury. So now we just have to wait and see what the injury is, and what the extent of the injury is, and if he'll be out a certain amount of time or whatever. So that's just it's a waiting game now, I guess. I mean, who knows? They might have announced something right now. I'll have to go check though after I'm done here to see if something's been announced on him, because I assume something will be announced by the end of the day at least on what his status is for the game Thursday, because I don't know. We'll see what happens though, but I think I've covered everything. Like I said, crazy game. Offensive game. I said in the beginning of the game, too, I knew right away from the game. You could just tell from the start of this game it would be an offensive game. Just the way it started, like 5 or 6 minutes into the game, I just felt like I honestly thought this game would be, definitely over 30 points, something around there. It wasn't going to be I don't know, 20, 21 to like 14 kind of game. It was going to be, even higher than that, and it was. But I don't know. I mean, the defense, they didn't play great in this one, but they came up clutch when they needed to, and that was at the end there. Bobby McCain with that huge interception to put it away. I mean, you could say, you can make a claim that, Josh McCown pretty much gave it to him, but whatever. I mean, what are you going to do with it? A win's a win. A win's a win. I'm a little more happier here with this one. Normally, I'm kind of pissed. Past weeks, we've been winning, and I've been kind of pissed. I was happy last week we beat the Falcons, but like the week before that when we beat the Titans, I was really pissed even though we won that game, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, a couple more improvements, and I think this team's just they're still finding their way. It's unbelievable how they're still finding their way, but while in the process of doing that, they're still winning games. I hope they're just able to put it all together and maybe just finally start to get on a roll here and do something, because, I mean, they have the defense. They've clearly shown they have the defense. You know what I mean? It wasn't the best today, but they fix a few things or whatever. They can get it back together. And then the offense, I mean, who knows? Maybe Matt Moore is the answer, whatever. I mean, even if it's not Matt Moore and they go back to Jay Cutler hasn't been playing bad. Maybe, he's showing signs of finally maybe turning it around too. So, I mean, promising days are ahead, I think, for the Dolphins, believe it or not. I'm looking forward to the game Thursday. I mean, like I said, we have a very good chance to win. It wouldn't shock me at all if the Dolphins beat the Ravens on Thursday night. And I'm not shocked that they won today. I don't know. I'm just surprised, I guess, if that's how you want to put it almost. It's just a crazy game, and it's like they somehow found a way to do it again. And that's just the point I've been saying almost every game this year. Like last week I said it, the week before that. All these crazy games, like it's different scenarios every game, but they somehow find a way to just consistently pull it out, get that W. And, that's all that matters at the end of the day, though, is getting the win. It doesn't matter how it's done. I mean, it's a win, but, you got to focus on, just doing it, because eventually they're going to run into, I mean, they were struggling with the Jets. The Jets, I mean, I don't know. The Jets, like I said, the Jets might be the most surprising team in the NFL this year, believe it or not. I mean, what are they, 3-4 now? They were. I honestly had them going 0-16 this year. I had them going 0-16. They surprised me. They surprised everybody. They put up a fight today. They're 3-4. They almost beat the Patriots last week. So they're playing surprisingly decent football. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I'm not like, I didn't expect a shutout. I said that before. So I don't know. I'm just happy that they got the win. That's all that matters. Though that's basically it, though, guys. I think I've covered everything in regards to this game. I guess short week, Thursday night review, I guess. So see you guys then. Let me know what you guys thought of the game down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you later here on the Glorious Podcast.